Hello. Hello. Today I'll be talking about my arc length project for Mr. Walsh's Period 4 class. So, why I chose this path. Essentially, my friend and I, during COVID, the only activity that we could really do outdoors would be running. And because we were running at our high school's track, which is really close to both of us, we would be outside at a safe distance. We could shout so we could hear each other, so we didn't really have to get close to each other. And it was just a great time overall. So I wanted to figure out what distance I was actually running every lap if I only ran along the innermost lane, which I usually do. And fun fact, the little additional piece that I added is my friend and I would sometimes race. And I would always, almost always, take a little shortcut that I will show later on. So I wanted to see how much distance I would save if I took my shortcut compared to my regular routine of running along the innermost lane. So these are the dimensions of the field. And you must be wondering why I started measuring from these 2 points, why I started measuring the straight line from these 2 points. If you look closely at the green lawn, you can see that it kind of starts to curve at those points. So I just included that little length in my total width of in my width of the total arc length. Now, it would start at the red line, then we would have a straight line. We would start at the red point, then we would have a straight line, and then a parabolic line, another straight line, and another parabolic line. And this would be the equation that we would eventually receive. So the points that I used is negative 104,0, positive 104,0, and 0,78 feet. So as you can see, I would run along the innermost line, and I apologize, I tried to draw this to the best of my ability on my laptop. But I would essentially just run along the innermost lane of the track. Using one of the websites to find the equation, it would be negative 0.0072 x squared plus 78. And then we find the derivative of that, which is negative 0.014423x. And then we would use the arc length formula, and we would find that the length of these parabolas that I would run is about 270 feet. And if we find the total length of one lap, so two straight lines plus the two parabolas on the sides, it would be around 1,211 feet. And to put it into perspective, it's about 0.229 miles. So not a lot, but it is a good distance to just run laps around the track. Now, what if I took a little shortcut when I was racing my friends? How much distance would that save me? So it is a little difficult to see in this image because the difference is very slight on this large scale, such as an entire field. But essentially, what I would do is, if you see that little concrete white block at the end, I'm circling it in blue, I would essentially, instead of going past it and just going down the innermost lane of the track, I would go directly behind it, so I would kind of cut my way short, which sometimes gave me a very good advantage in our races. Now, so now the new dimensions would be slightly different. Instead of being the original, I believe 78 feet that we had before for the length of the arc, it is now 67 feet. And the length of the concrete block is 17 feet. All the other measurements stayed the same. So now what we're trying to find is the new parabola length. We have the length of the straight sides and we have the original parabola length. So this is the path that I would essentially take. Again, apologies, I had to draw this to the best of my abilities on my computer, but this is the length, the arc length and the path that I would take. As you can see, instead of going directly along this blue line as I usually would, I just cut directly behind the concrete block. And these are the new points that I would use. So with these new points, I would plug it into the website, receive the equation of negative 0.06 x squared plus 67, and that would give me a derivative equation of negative 0.012x. And from there, we use the arc length formula, we get around 256.66 feet for the new arc length with the shortcut. So the total arc length of the new lap with the shortcut is around 1,197 feet. To put that into perspective, it's around 0.227 miles, while the original full path where I just went along the innermost lane is 0.229 miles. So if you subtract the original feet, which is 1,210, minus 1,197, and again, I'm rounding slightly, that would be 13 feet. So, in conclusion, if I am racing my friend, I should definitely take my shortcut because I will save about 13 feet, which in a race is a lot of space. It's a lot of distance. It might not be a whole lot of distance if I'm going around the entire track, but it might give me a couple seconds of advantage. So yeah, that is my arc length project. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in class soon, Mr. Walsh. Bye.